So guys, I'm giving you tips today on how to create an interesting background with pattern without overthinking it, without having it be looking like it's just really kind of flat and stagnant or typical. So this is the trick that I've figured out and employ in my paintings. I almost always start like this because I overthink, and this is just something that works for me. And what I want to do here is give you guys a series of different videos on techniques and things that help, rather than just dictating exactly the way that you're going to do it, which is probably something that drives some people crazy, because this isn't a class that has like absolute rights and wrongs. There's no answers that you can find in a textbook. And so when you're doing a collage, you want to try to create irregular shapes of the paper. Don't use, unless you want it to be really tight, you can use I don't know, I don't really like it when people use scissors for these things. If you're using anything that is somebody else's property, such as this sheet of paper that is used as scrapbooking material, you need to make it kind of small and spread out so that it's not obvious. Of course, you could make your own patterns and stuff and rip them up. I particularly enjoy stripes like this. I don't know why, but when you break up the stripes throughout the composition, it ends up looking pretty cool. So the paintings that I have on the PowerPoint that are mine were created in this way in the beginning. Oh, and let me not forget the tissue paper. Hold on a second. The tissue paper. So it's Christmas time, and you might have some tissue paper laying around your house. These do really well also in collage because they almost act as paint and they bleed. So I'm going to start with like large pieces of it. So what I have here is called gel medium, acrylic gel medium, or you can just use Elmer's. And actually, for the purpose of the homeschoolers, you're probably more likely to have Elmer's, so that's what I'm going to do first. The other thing that you're going to need is an old gift card or credit card that's not being used. This is like as a squeegee to put things down and get like bubbles and stuff out of it. So I'm just going to pour some glue. And I'm just going to kind of push it around the paper a bit. Huh?
That's so satisfying.
It is. Okay, and then I'm going to just start putting little fields of tissue paper down. And the tissue paper eventually is going to start to bleed. You want to layer, and it's okay to have wrinkles because sometimes those wrinkles end up becoming part of your design. Try to work fast so you're not thinking too hard. Thinking too hard sucks when you're doing art. It doesn't work. Until you get into that problem-solving phase when everything starts to get really irritating, then you can start thinking. Put some more on there. I use a lot of glue and gel medium in my stuff, and it's not normally for like traditional purposes. Let me get another color. So the neat thing about tissue paper too is it kind of teaches you a little bit about color theory as well. This This is really high quality tissue paper. I don't know if I'm liking that. The lower the quality tissue paper almost, it kind of works better. It doesn't bleed as much. You can buy tissue paper that bleeds purposely, and then some just doesn't. So, let's come up here. See these little, if you come in on here, you can see the wrinkles. And sometimes those wrinkles, for me, end up becoming tree branches. And I just elongate them. Of course, I normally work on something that's a little bit higher quality than this tag board. Okay, so I'm going to start putting some other things in. Getting really messy here now. I actually came across this by accident. My daughter got a hold of a canvas. It's probably, my mother's an artist, so she probably just let her do whatever on this canvas. She had collaged a bunch of candy wrappers and stuff onto it, and then didn't really want to work on it. I let it sit there for like 5 years and didn't do anything. It's kind of a large canvas, so it was sitting in front of my workspace in my studio, and I just kept staring at it and started to want to expand some of the designs from the candy wrappers out. And so I just started painting on it, and it just started working. And it ended up being one of the best paintings I had ever done. And so it had like sentimental value because it was my daughter's, like, at the age of like 3, gluing random crap onto the canvas. But then, so it's almost like a joint project. So if you have candy wrappers are really cool with this. And especially if we're doing something in the spirit of Gustav Klimt. He did a lot of gold leaf. So if you have metallic candy wrappers, such as things that you would see during Christmas time, those will be really good on this as well. So again, I mean, I could kind of go on forever here, but for the sake of keeping this somewhat short and being able to upload it to YouTube and not boring you, this is how I begin paintings with pattern. Now, once this is dry, I'm going to come in with acrylic paint and I'll probably start large with color washes, and I'll do this tomorrow for another video, another installment of Treewin Does Something Weird. And I'll probably expand some of these black dots, make them come out, change the sizes and whatnot. I'll probably expand these lines down. I might even curve them. And it's just a bunch of layering, okay? So stay tuned for next time. Hope you guys have a great day.